President Trump has made no secret of how much he loves his new jumbo jet that was gifted to him by the Qatari government. So why is he now taking the old version of Air Force One again? That's the question that a lot of reporters are asking today, especially after the president flew on the new plane to the NATO summit in Turkey, but flew back from Turkey on the NATO summit on the old version of Air Force One. The president said that the new Qatari jet was being sent ahead of time to a military base in the United Kingdom so members of the United States military could tour it and see just exactly what it looks like on the inside.
It's flying to Europe, to one of the big bases, 2 or 3 of the big bases, where we can show it to the people, and we'll be going home by normal methods.
We saw President Trump landing at that same military base where he walked from the old Air Force One to the new Air Force One. You can tell a difference in the old color scheme on that plane versus the new red, white, and blue one that he put on the new Qatari plane. Now, the White House said that this was because the president wanted members of the military to be able to see it for themselves, but the president himself was also asked whether or not it had to do with any security issues or concerns about his own personal safety.
You've spoken today twice about them possibly assassinating you and possibly being successful. Did that concern have something to do with it?
Well, I speak about it a lot because, you know, the life of a president is very dangerous. It's 5.2%. You know what a race car driver is? 1/10 of 1%. A bull rider, that looks pretty dangerous. It's 1/10 of 1%. No, it's 5.2% is you don't make it. I mean, it came out. There was another list came out yesterday, and I'm number one on. I like being number one on TikTok better, but I'm number one on the list for killing.
You're looking at a split screen of President Trump arriving and departing the NATO summit. On the left side of the screen, he's deplaning from his new Qatari-gifted Air Force One, which was upgraded using hundreds of millions of dollars of American taxpayer money. On the right, he's departing on the previous Air Force One, the old one, a heavily modified Boeing 747-200 that had highly specialized capabilities, including mid-air refueling. He announced the switch this morning in a social media post that read in part, "To honor our brave men and women of the military, we are sending the brand new and truly spectacular Air Force One to Mildenhall Air Force Base in the United Kingdom to give them a chance to tour the aircraft. Everybody is so excited, and we thought that they should be the first. For old time's sake, we'll be taking the former Air Force One from Turkey to Mildenhall." He was asked about the switch by reporters.
I'd like you to address speculation that you're leaving Ankara not in the new Air Force One because of security concerns involving Iran. You've spoken today twice about them possibly assassinating you and possibly being successful. Did that concern have something to do with it?
Well, I speak about it a lot because, you know, the life of a president is very dangerous. I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one.
Why aren't you flying on the new Air Force One home?
It's flying to Europe, to one of the big bases, 2 or 3 of the big bases, where we can show it to the people, and we'll be going home by normal methods.
Well, late tonight, the president posted this photo to social media saying, quote, "We just landed and met up with our new Air Force One, which was sent earlier to RAF Mildenhall so we could show the wonderful service members as per the entire base's request." Joining me for more on this is former Secret Service agent and CNN law enforcement analyst Joonathán Wackrow. Does this make any sense to you at all that the president would not fly on the brand new plane, which he is very pleased with and has been hotly anticipating, because he wanted to send it to an Air Force base in the UK because the entire base really wanted to see it and tour it?
Well, Anderson, good night, good evening. And my read on this is that the switch was likely driven by an operational confidence in the new aircraft against the backdrop of these increased hostilities between the U.S. and Iran. So for decision makers, the question became, which aircraft gives the president the most secure, the most reliable, and resilient platform while they're overseas? And there is a significant distinction between these two Air Force One aircraft. The legacy aircraft, which is the traditional baby blue color, that was purpose-built from the ground up as a presidential mission aircraft. It has advanced capabilities. It was built from the ground up, having the secure communications. You referenced the in-flight refueling capability, but it also has advanced medical suite, basically an operating room. It has hardened electronics and really the ability to support the president during any type of crisis, especially overseas. So when you talk about where he is right now in the world, this aircraft becomes part of the national security infrastructure. So the decision to switch back to the original VC-25A aircraft with all of these capabilities was really out of operational necessity based upon this threat environment, not because of any other optic.
Which makes absolute sense. The president, however, denied that security concerns were to blame for the switch. He also says that he didn't know that reporters were told to pull down their window shades on the flight out of Turkey. Is this something that, do you think this will mean that the plane will not be used internationally again? Or is it specifically Turkey and specifically during this conflict with Iran?
I think that mission planners from the White House military office will take a closer look at the threat environment that these aircraft are going into and really making a protective decision. And when you think about that from a protective standpoint, the safest aircraft isn't necessarily the newest one or the most luxurious. It's the one that best fits the mission at hand based upon the threat environment and has the capabilities to address any type of incident. Now, we don't know exactly what happened here, but to make such a significant shift in aircraft and platform, seemingly last minute, meant that there was some sort of intelligence that was feeding into this decision that necessitated bringing the utilizing the previous aircraft as now the primary, just for this movement from Turkey to the United Kingdom.
Joonathán, really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much.